Hi, I'm Dana Walker, and I'm here today in front of the City Council of Houston, Texas, to talk to you a little bit about welfare reform. I'm going to take it back to 1601. During that time, there was an increase of poverty, and the towns were not able to meet the growing demand for assistance for the poor. And this became a major concern of the government. It was a major tax burden to many of the taxpayers. The Act of the Relief of the Poor was drafted, and this law was created to address the issues of poverty and unemployment. The Poor Law initially was an attempt to address all issues of poverty, but there was an issue still that remained, and it was who was worthy and who was unworthy. During this time, towns were instructed to raise money towards the necessities of those that were lame, old, blind, and anyone else that among them that were poor and not able to work. And this included children whose parents were not able to support them, and which required these children to get learn a craft or to work as well. Well, for several centuries, these systems of relief provided a foundation for those born in England. But soon, around 1616, the Act of Settlement was drawn up as an attempt to resolve the vagrancy problem. This act was intended to restrict assistance to people who were long-time residents or those that were born in that parish. Today, there are similar philosophies if we look at the benefits provided by the current social welfare program. Old age survivors and disability insurance, which we may know as Social Security and TANF. Social Security may be considered a worthy benefit, and this is often given to retired workers and families of deceased and disabled workers. However, TANF is assistance that's given to low-income families that have children. Today, the recent executive order on welfare reform was signed that set the groundwork for state and federal agencies to advance economic opportunities and mobility through work. This executive order and the proposed 2018 Farm Bill, which was the Farm Bill was set out for recipients of food stamps so that they would, if they were able to work, they had to go to work. They were steps towards the movement of millions of Americans out of the dependency state and back to life and self-sufficiency and dignity. Work requirements for able-bodied adults on Medicaid had been enacted. Legislators have been advocating for ways to help reduce welfare fraud by checking the assets of those receiving benefits in an attempt to make sure that food stamps are not given to those that are millionaires. These problems have changed in many ways from the past, but in other ways they are the same. These programs derived as an attempt to assist the poor to receive help with their basic needs. Today, there is a stronger attempt to make sure that the actual people who are in need of this assistance is getting it, and the people who are just riding the system don't receive those benefits. I do believe they are still designed to keep the poor. Those that receive Social Security benefits due to the fact that they are old or disabled really may not be able to work. However, the low amount of assistance that they receive barely meets their needs. There should be an automatic increase in benefits to assist these people in a stronger way. I feel that here in Houston, stronger transitional programs from TANF to self-sufficiency should focus on vocational training and using technology to enable lifelong learning. This would help the community because once these people are back to work, then they are able to pay taxes and give back to the community. It also will promote self-dignity and worth as well. Going back to the old laws would significantly reduce the benefits that's received, and ultimately it will cause more crime and homelessness. And as we know, there is already a great issue of homelessness that we are dealing with here in Houston.